everyone, and today I thought I would share with you the projects that I have completed so far this fall. I hope you'll find some inspiration or ideas you would like to try. If you will, let me know in the comments, I'd love to hear that. Since this is a longer video, feel free to pick up your current project and I'll keep you company. So let's start with crochet projects that I've completed so far. To find more specifically fall crochet ideas, refer to my previous video. We'll start with something that wasn't featured in that video because it uses 3D granny squares from a book. I'll put the title of the book somewhere here. I made this lattice top pie tapestry. I think it turned out quite lovely. I wasn't sure about the colors at first, especially because I was using this gradient yarn, so I couldn't really control which color comes when. I didn't want to time it necessarily. I wanted to just work on my squares and see where the yarn takes me. But I think I found some creative way of hanging your tapestry. I used single-use chopsticks and just threaded some of the double crochets on it, basically like this. When I posted this hack on Threads, I got quite a few reactions, so clearly there is something about it that people thought was smart, so I'm sharing this tip with you, of course. It was a fun project. It was quite relaxing because you repeat the same things, and once you learn it while making your first squares, and you just repeat the two other ones and you can just focus on colors. And I did all these 3 squares while watching the show. So yeah, it was quite a fun project, and I did it because I already had a tapestry from 3 granny squares hanging in that place, but it was succulents, so it was like 3 succulents, and I wanted something that matches the season better. And I also was a bit sneaky. I picked a design that would work for winter as well, so I don't necessarily need to crochet a new one in a couple of months. Then I have these cute bookmarks, and I've made 4 of these. This first one I'll focus on for a bit longer because it's a free pattern, but it's originally in Russian. However, I took the liberty of simplifying it and translating, so you can see it on the screen right now. It's a very cute pumpkin bookmark, and here I used the colors that I especially like. This is cotton yarn, and this orange color is called pumpkin. It's from Hobby. I bought it a couple of years ago and I still have a bit left, and it looks like this. Then I made 3 more bookmarks in this similar style. They're a bit more detailed, a bit more complicated, and I followed a paid pattern from the same creator for them. These ones, of course, I won't translate and share for free because it would be quite unethical. However, I will link everything below, so in case you speak Russian or feel open to translating them somehow, then go ahead. So I talked about this acorn bag in my previous video and even showed some pictures. However, here it is again. It's this acorn pouch. The pattern is by the Caffeinated Snail. It's cute. It does require some adjusting though sometimes for the pictures because it's quite lumpy. I shared that I used Mod Podge to give it some structure, and yeah, it keeps it pretty well. You can see that it's like a drum. So it's like this. It's a good pouch. However, I didn't account for the fact that it's quite tiny. Let me show you. Here's how I attached the straps in case I needed to reapply Mod Podge so it doesn't get on this metal bits. Here is my phone, and I have 13 mini. Yeah, so there is that, and it doesn't go fully in. However, the top does cover it, so keep in mind that it's quite a small purse, and size up the hook if you want it to fit a bit more than what I just showed. Then I made several apple themed things. The first one being this bag, crossbody bag. I used 2 granny squares with the same pattern, and then I added this scallop or shell edge for the cute factor, and it also has this adorable little button shaped like a maple leaf. Super cute. And I added lining inside, so it's this felt fabric that I had on hand. I didn't have enough of the same color, so it's a bit different, but I don't mind. However, I don't know, I might be cursed. I think I should start testing what the bag fits before I completely finish the project, because look, yeah, it goes in, but guess what? Now I can't close the pouch where the button is because the phone covers it. So there is that. Not very practical. And you're like, well, put it sideways. Guess what? It doesn't fit. Yeah, even though it's the smallest phone you could have. Either way, it's super cute. I've worn it already. I don't necessarily mind it not being closed, especially since the purse is small, probably means that I'm going somewhere fancy, and I live in quite a safe neighborhood, so I'm not really scared of anyone necessarily needing my phone. Plus it's an old phone, so if they really need it that bad, they might as well have it. I'm kidding though. Then I have these Apple coasters. I also showed them in my previous video, but they're so cute. I mentioned that I really like the square shape of them. I still do. Very fun, easy project, linked below. As you can see, I definitely leaned into apples this fall because I didn't do it last year. Last year I made a bunch of pumpkins. I'm still going to make some pumpkins this year, but for now it's apples. My final apple project so far is this tiny fruit pouch. I didn't make it for my previous video, I only made it today actually, but I got inspired while editing my fall crochet ideas video. As you can see, there were a bunch of ideas that I wanted to try myself. It's very cute. However, I don't have a small enough stud button to make it closable, but I made this pouch because I got myself 2 worry stones, and I wanted something to put them in so they don't just scatter around in my purse. And this, I think, is perfect for that because size-wise it's great, plus the worry stones that I got are fall themed. It's a pumpkin and a mushroom, so yeah, perfect. There are a couple more crochet projects that I have completed, but I have more footage for them, actual footage of me making those patterns, so you'll see them later in the video. Right now, I think the next portion of the video will show you the process of sewing this felt frog, Flora. It's a pattern by Liila Knits. It's a very easy to follow pattern. If you're an experienced seamstress, then I think you can figure it out without a pattern. I, however, really appreciated someone already calculating everything, creating these wonderful, adorable shapes. The only thing that I kinda put my twist on is this. I really like making beaded charms and jewelry, and I included some footage of me creating a beaded choker later in the video. So yeah, I decided to add this little chain so I can put Flora on a bag. For example, something like this. She's super cute. I'm very happy with her, and I think I'll make more Floras because I really like frogs. So I've been working on pumpkin appliques by Elisa's Crochet for a while, and I wanted to show you my progress. So here is the first pumpkin that I made, and it's in this yellow color. Then I made this purple one, and it's slightly bigger than the yellow one, but it kind of works for me because I am planning on making a mini garland that I will put on my balcony door next to the shelves that I decorated. And now I'm working on the green version of the pumpkin. I'm actually quite far along. I made almost all of the bumps. Here are the middle ones, and here is the lateral bump, and I'm working on the last bump here. so on the lateral bump. And after that, Elisa suggests to sew them together, the bumps, but sewing together any crochet project is the bane of my existence, so I used fabric glue. I didn't sew them together, but I think it still works, especially for the kind of project that I envision, which is, again, a garland, which will be just, far up. Here is the close-up of the yellow pumpkin, for example, and here is the purple one, and of course I'll show you the end result and how it looks above that door over there. Well, see you in a bit. Well, I'm going to go up here because I finished my last bump, and I don't know how you do your closures, but I'm going to attempt and show you how I do mine, and then in the comments you can let me know if there is a better way. So as you can see, this is quite a big hole that I need to close now. So let me do just that. Okay. So here it is. Here I skip this one, then I enter, and then I just alternate. I go from the outside, then I go in the stitch. But I'm only working with these outer loops. So I go in and I go out. And I do it until I reach the beginning. So like this. Then I go finally in for the last time, because this is the stitch that the thread that I'm using started from. So I don't need to work into it. And then I just pull. And that's it. It closes and it creates like a little flower shape. I'll show you once I pull this thread from the other side of the bump, and then so this is what it looks like, and here is the closure. It's quite neat, and in my case you can pull it even more on the other side, and then it tucks in quite well. Let me know how you would close something like this, because I saw this method a while ago, and that's what I've been using pretty much for any holes that I need to close. Yeah, but I'm always up for learning something new, so do let me know. Now I will secure this end, and then I will glue all of them together. I'll be using this elastic to secure the bumps like this, so that when it dries, it holds exactly the shape that I want it to be and doesn't shift in the process. I really like making beaded jewelry because it's a simple and relatively fast craft that you can just make whenever you feel like your outfit needs an extra something, or you can have a couple of beaded pieces on hand to give out to the people that you meet and like, or just to your friends. Basically, I think it's a nice little souvenir. I decided to add my name to this choker. It's Olie. Then I'm also using these new beads that I got. The big ones, the apple, the star, and the black cat. I also have this mild obsession with stars. I add them to everything I doodle, to everything I sketch, even to my collages, and now to the jewelry. I'd love to learn how to make more complicated patterns with beads, but for now it's just 3 of each color on each side. I started with 4 but quickly figured out that it doesn't look as good, so I changed to 3, and then I just alternated the colors on each side to create this simple yet quite cute pattern. To end the choker, I decided to add a little hoop, so it's easier for me to put it on, and I also used a bigger bead to thread the excess elastic in and secure with the knot. This method works quite well for me. So far, nothing has untied itself. Hello there. I am sorry for looking a bit rough, but I just got my first ever mystery box, and it came in this condition. Calm down, it's not a Labubu, it's Liila's lucky cat. And yeah, so I'm going to unbox it. It will most likely be a fake because I bought it for a very cheap price. So here you can kind of see which ones are in this collection. I'd be happy with any really. Yeah, of course this white one with a hat would be the most preferable just because it stands out so much, but again I like all the colors, I like all the looks, so any would be just great. I just wanted something to be dangling on my bag, on my new Uniqlo bag, the pink one that I had in my Uniqlo styling video. Well, let's open it and see what I got. I tried scanning, by the way, the QR codes, like both, the one on the box and the one on top, and neither worked. They already directed me to install in WeChat, which is not a good sign. So looks so dumb when it's in this condition. It's like stupid, but anyway, let's do the proper thing of... I couldn't even do that in satisfying way. Okay, let's try again. Woo. Yeah, it's like it really didn't want to go. Again, not a good sign. But you know. Here it is. There is a card. I'm not looking at the card. Not looking at it, not to spoil the fun. I saw that that's what the professional unboxers do. Yeah, and the packaging is cute. Let's see which one I will get. Dun, 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 dun. Even this I couldn't do properly. It yeah, clearly not something I would do in the future. But hey, it's a pink one. It's a pink one with the collar. Sounds, you know, sounds suspicious. It smells like it smells like a strawberry, but also like, you know, like a toy, like plastic. Very weird. But yeah, so here it is. It's very cute. It's adorable, I would say. Let me check. Okay, so on the box you can see that there is a pink one, but it has a bow and a collar. And at first I thought I got the one with the hat variety, but no, this one has neither bow, neither the collar. It's like this. I saw somewhere that you can check if it's real or not by looking if there are holes in the hands, but there are no holes in the hands. I'm still pretty sure it's a fake, and it will go on my Uniqlo bag. Cute. Let's see what the card says. Okay, I'm stupid. The bow came separately, so I got it. It actually matches fully now the pink on the box, because it does have a bow. I'm not cut out for this kind of content. Let's say, so how does one... What am I supposed to do? Help. Are there instructions? No. But there is this card, or is it a sticker? Let me check. I think it's just like a card. And on the other side it says this, which I assume is the collection of Liila's lucky cat, Liila's zoo in this case. There's now a mosquito flying. It has this here, so I only assume that this should help me to secure the tie. I sure hope so. Again, I'll come back once I figure all of these things out. I'm back. I managed to attach the bow. I did it like this, and I think it works. I also watched a bunch of videos about how to tell apart fake and original, and I'm still certain I have a fake, but for the life of me I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. So I'll leave it up to you to decide whether this is a fake or not. I'm showing all the labels. It moves. All of its limbs, like all this is movable. It it's adorable. There are no inconsistencies here. Like, it's painted quite well in my opinion. The only thing that throws me off is that it says Liila Toys instead of Liila's cat, Liila's lucky cat or something like this. So maybe this is a sign, but again, if you know, I am asking you to let me know, because it won't change how I see this object, but I'm just very, very curious, because I clearly don't possess the skill to appraise mystery boxes and their contents. Well, this is it from me for now. See you in the next portion of the video. So here's the deal. I'm planning on wearing these jeans on Wednesday, and I noticed that they have a weird stain on them, and I think it comes from the washing. Basically, there was something there. It got bleached with the detergent, and now I have this stain here. So I was thinking of embroidering something on it, and I have these water-soluble pictures that I can just, glue and trace with the stitches and cover it, and then I have fun jeans instead, so everybody wins. So let's see how it goes. I went into this way more confident than I am right now. We'll see what the final result will look like. So far, not too bad, but it's very difficult to puncture through the jeans, at least with the needle that I have on hand. Here, by the way, is the process, because I had to fetch my embroidery yarn, and it's just in this plastic bag. Yeah, not the most optimal storage solution, but it works. My frog pincushion. Yep. So yeah, I don't know how much longer it will take, but hopefully not too long, because it's quite exhausting. So yeah, this is the progress, and I hate it. So I will just cut it off and apply a patch instead. It will be faster, easier, better looking than this monstrosity. I wanted to try punch needling for a long time, so I got my hands on a €5 punch needle inset from Flying Tiger. Well, it made me hate my life. The thread would constantly pop out, so I turned to hand embroidery and French knotted all the gaps, all the empty spots. After that, I proceeded with just filling in the empty space with whatever I could get my hands on. So the final result is quite hideous, but I still love it. I think it fits my office space quite well. Hello, I'm joined here by this pumpkin man, well, his head. I thought I was done for my video with all the fall projects, but then my embroidery fell through, as in I realized that embroidering jeans is very, very difficult and I'm not skilled enough and don't have the right tools, so I decided to crochet something from the video that I just posted with the fall ideas. Even though in the video I did say that I don't crochet that many amigurumis, I have nowhere to display them. It's obviously an amigurumi pattern, but I also have a basket with like plush toys, because this pumpkin man, he can't sit. No, he cannot. He can only stand, so I wouldn't be able to display him properly anyway without like a stand. So he belongs to my plushy basket, and I can take him out from time to time, for photos or just to, cuddle because I'm 5. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. So I have his little head here. I have the arms. I also crocheted a stem, and it's drying because it wouldn't sit flat. I put 3 single crochets in each stitch for the final 2 rows, and it basically curled up. Then I thought that a row of just slip stitches would fix it. It did not. So I had to use some water on it, and now it's drying, and it's drying flat. I am looking forward to crocheting dungarees, like overalls for this guy, and I'll let you know why in a moment. Here is my progress so far. All that's left is for me to crochet the overalls, and I'll use this color. I think it matches this kind of red quite well. What's not included in the pattern, and the pattern, by the way, is by Elisa's Crochet, and I'll link it down below, is this squiggly thing, the vine, and I crocheted it by chaining 15 and then putting 3 single crochets in each chain, starting from the second one from the hook, and in the final 3 chains in the final 2 chains actually. In the first one I put 2 single crochets, and in the very last one I put 1 single crochet, kind of to create this ending that I will then attach to the head. I might actually attach it to this very promiscuous looking stem, so I'll attach it like this and then to the head. So that's kind of the only change that I did to the pattern, or more so addition. So I'll now assemble this little guy, then crochet the overalls, and then we'll meet again when I spice up the overalls with some patches and potentially a button. I finished assembling him. Well, I am not necessarily happy with how the face turned out. I don't know. He looks like he had some botched, plastic surgery. So I crocheted this kind of like face accents, like blush, and I'll crochet it directly under his eyes. I made 2 circles. It's 6 single crochets in magic ring and then increases in each, and that's the circle. I'm a bit unsure about the blush placement, but I want to cover these holes that were created when I sewed on the mouth. I don't think I'll be able to avoid them because I don't know, I used the yarn. The recommended hook size was 4 millimeters, I think, and I used 3.5, and still there are gaps between the stitches. They're not super visible, but they are there. So whenever there is a little bit of like tension from the yarn when I sew things together, there is that. But easily I will now put this circles here, and then I'm done with this part, and I can finally work on the overalls. Excuse the mess and me looking slightly deranged. It's because I've been working on this guy the whole day, and he's ready, basically. All that's left is the part that I keep talking about, which is decorating the dungarees. And I thought we could swatch the fabrics that I have. I have like little scraps and the buttons for the overalls. We'll see, maybe it will be just one button in the middle. I'll do it now, but you won't see me in the shot. So just want you to stop by, show the progress, and let's move on to the next part. So I have these tiny scraps. This could technically work, but I think it's a bit too contrasty. This one looks like a nice match, so it's a maybe. This one, it's a maybe. There will be many maybes, but who knows? No. Cute, but no, not really, no. Because I want quite small patches, so the pattern needs to be readable. This is too abstract, I'd say. So maybe this is a nice color combo, but a bit too boring. Same for this. Nice. So many nice color combos, actually. It could work. I also happen to like this specific shade of green. Actually, let's look at the buttons. Maybe they will direct me in the right direction. Those are the buttons that I showed in my Tallinn haul video. So let's have a look at the buttons. I was thinking this leaf maybe here, maybe 2 of those like this. But I also wanted a patch, at least one. Maybe I want to match the patch to this cheek. Maybe this is too much, but then it matches the leaf quite well. I also have these very cute cups. However, this is how you connect this button. It has this little loop, little hoop here, so it would stick out quite a bit, so maybe not. I think it would catch on things all the time, so maybe this, like here. Well, I keep grabbing this. Clearly, I want this one, but I'm thinking of definitely including this orange one. Yes, I think that's what I'll do. So I think I decided that I'll use this pattern for the patch, and this button will be placed here. And then I'll show you the final result. Ta-da! He's ready! He's ready! He has this little leaf button. Then he has patch number 1, like this. Patch number 2. And as if no one could tell, I put a handmade label in the back. I think he's adorable. Definitely fall themed, not only because he's a pumpkin man, but also in the color palette. It's my favorite colors all around, so yes, I love him. I don't often make amigurumis, but this one was totally worth it, and I'm glad that I could make him and test the pattern essentially for you. So yes, if you liked this idea, then I highly recommend Elisa's pattern, Elisa's crochet, and then you can customize it just like I did. For the straps, she said to just use like a thread, and I did chains of 12 on each side, and then I crossed them in the back for this overalls look. Sorry if you can hear the noise in the background. It's my husband's gaming time with the boys. Cute. Love him. Love you. Let's see. I don't know what the next portion of the video will be. Maybe it's the last one. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you're leaving with a bit of inspiration. Do let me know in the comments if you end up making any of these projects or just what you've been working on lately. I am always curious to know, and it helps me to know in which direction to take my channel. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my future videos, and I'll see you next week and we'll do something cozy together. Take care!